Have you ever seen that house on the block that just sits there, no one coming by to take a look at it, just a for sale sign that's been there now growing webs? Maybe you've even owned that house and tried to sell it. And there's a lot of reasons why a house may be staying on the market a lot longer than it should. But make sure you stay towards the end, because I'm going to give you the number one reason definitely on why this happens. If you have the right agent, or maybe you don't have an agent, either way, a house can sell just as easy as long as you do the right things. And one of those things is making sure your house is presentable. Presentation is super important when it comes to selling your home. And what I mean by presentation, it's just simple things like cutting the grass, trimming the bushes, cleaning the rooms, making sure windows are clean whenever there's a showing or an opening coming up. A lot of times I'll look at a listing and I'll see pictures that are just horrible, if they even have pictures at all sometimes. One of the big things is to make sure you have either professional pictures done or somebody that at least knows how to take pictures. I've seen pictures where people are standing in the pictures, where there may be just clothes thrown across the bed, drawers open, very untidy pictures. I've even seen pictures that are upside down, and sometimes they're just screenshots from a previous listing after they relisted the house again because they didn't want to get professional pictures. Now remember, even if professional pictures were to cost you $400 plus, you're gonna make that back with no problem on the house, especially if the sale is quick. So pictures mean a lot when it comes to a listing because this is what you're selling, and people have a lot of questions if there aren't good pictures, and most of the time they'll just move on and find another property. Some simple things when taking pictures, especially if you're gonna do them yourself, make sure you do them at the part of the day that you're going to get the most light in the room if you're having open windows. Make sure if you are having open windows, they're not unsightly windows that are hard to see through because they're so dirty, or maybe it has nothing to do with that and the window is just pointing towards your neighbor's house that has a bunch of junk on the side of the house that you can see through your window. In that case, the best scenario would be to light that room and close those blinds. You want to always point out the best features no matter how small, and always have them overlook anything you may consider bad. For example, you might have old carpet. Then let's not take pictures of the carpet. Let's just focus on the room and how well that room is in size, in color, or those type of things. Broken items in rooms, you definitely want to remove those before you take any pictures. You don't want to have a bicycle sitting in a room in the corner. Take it out, take the picture, then put your bike back if you're still living in that home. If the room is already furnished and you're unable to move the furnishings, make sure you have things like the closet doors are closed, the drawers are closed, whatever's on top of any dressers is neatly cleaned up as well. It's totally understandable when a buyer is looking at a home that somebody lives in, but they don't want to see a car engine sitting in the middle of a room on a carpet where it shouldn't be. So before you take those pictures, if you're going to be doing themselves, follow some of those tips. Clean up, make things tidy, blow up the great things, minimize the bad things that you find bad, and make sure the pictures are nice and bright so the whole room can be seen. Days on market will affect the listing from the leverage viewpoint. Usually a buyer is going to wonder why it's been on the market, what is wrong with it, or even an agent's going to have the same opinion. And most of the times they'll use this as leverage to either get a price decrease or to ask for more items to be included in the home sale. Depending on the current market your home is in, days on market can seem really bad if there's a whole lot of days, or normal in a regular market. The description you put in your listing is also very important. You want to make sure you're keeping it updated with anything that may change in the neighborhood. If there's a swimming pool going on in the neighborhood, you definitely want to add something like that. You definitely want to add any kind of new things that may be going on in the city that are going to accentuate the reason to live in your home. Let's say there's a new park going up, you definitely want to add that and say, hey, you're within blocks of a beautiful park, and maybe even include some of those pictures of that park itself. Another one that you can see in pictures is messy walls, or maybe your walls are too personal. It's always good to remove any personal items from that room before you take pictures of it. If you have a picture of grandma on the wall, take it down. If you have a personal poster of a favorite cartoon you watch, take it down. So you want to clean up those walls and make the room look as model as possible. Remember, people are always looking for that HGTV house. So look at that and shoot for that the best you can. Another thing that can cause your house not to sell is just having a bad agent that don't even participate. You may have signed a listing with an agent and all he did is put you up on a multiple listing service and then sat back and he's waiting for somebody to call and he's doing other things. Another thing is social media. Your agent should be putting your property all across social media, whether that be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Craigslist. You know, there's so much out there and you should be trying to cover all your ground as much as you can because you never know where your buyer is going to come from. So at the minimum, if your agent is not reevaluating on why your house is not selling and giving you tips on what you can do, maybe it's time to get a new agent. Another thing, a little TLC can go a long ways. So if you have that room that you know you haven't touched in a long time, but all you need is maybe a $30 can of paint, it's always good to paint before you take those pictures. And the best part about paint is when people come over, it smells clean, it smells new, it smells like a new house even though it's not. People like that. When it comes to marketing, you want to make sure you do open houses and allow people to come to look through the home. It's always best to not be at your home and let your agent handle the open house. And the reason for this is because you might hear something that may make you say something that the buyer don't like and you really just don't want to butt heads with a buyer that's looking to purchase your home. So it's always best to just let a professional agent handle the open house because they know what they're doing and they're not going to get personal. Their main goal is to help you sell your home and that's what they're going to do. Now, if your listing is open to FHA and VA, you also want to make sure that your house is meeting their minimum requirements. Things like light bulbs working and stuff like that should be taken care of before you have buyers coming to your homes and someone making you a deal and an inspection happening and they point out something like cracked paint outside. VA and FHA does not like that stuff. And this could delay the sale of your home. Another good thing to do is before you even put your home up, find out what buyers in your area want. Why are they coming to your area? And use those facts in your listing to attract those buyers. Okay, and now getting to the number one reason why most homes don't sell or stay on the market way too long is because someone believes they have more value than what they do in the current market where they're located. You may have a very large house in a town that has nothing to offer. Your market is going to be a lot lower than the exact same house that's in a town 10 miles away that has a lot more to offer. So always listen to your agent and take that into consideration when setting the price on your home. It's better to list your house at a little bit less than market value, but make sure you're in the right bracket so the buyers that want your home can find your home. And usually what will happen is multiple buyers will compete for your home and therefore bring the price back up well above where you probably wanted to sell it from. This will create competition because of the price of your home, and you will be able to use that as leverage to negotiate better deals with multiple buyer offers. And more than likely, you'll probably end up selling for more than market value. So make sure that your agent does a proper CMA and prices your home correctly. In the end, it's going to be what you want to sell your house for, but you should listen to your agent. If the price is the biggest thing that's keeping you from selling your home and you disagree with it, you may want to just put it off for a little while, gather everything together, fix anything that needs to be fixed, and market it properly. Upgrades don't always increase the value of your home. A lot of times an upgrade can be a personal upgrade that no one really wants or cares about. And what happens is because it means a lot to you, you add value where there isn't any. So make sure you're not doing something like this. Try to keep the sale of your home unpersonal. Hopefully you have your agent with you to sell your home and he can advise you on strategies to get your home to sell as quick as possible. So if you've done all these things, you might just want to sweeten the pot a little bit by maybe adding a home warranty, covering some closing costs, maybe even offering to replace something that may be a concern to that buyer before you close. So just put yourself in the buyer's shoes, think about what the buyer would want and what the buyer's opinion may be towards your home. That being said, all these things can be avoided if you hire the right agent that is willing to do the work to do what you need. And that is to sell that listing. So that's all I got for today. If you have any questions or if there's something that you did that made your home sell, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and follow and all those great things. Until next time, I'm Sunny in Colorado. Have a great life.